So guys, yeah, this book, I said I was going to summarize or like make a video about the summary of this book, Eat That Frog. This book by Brian Tracy is literally just talking about goals, ambition, procrastination, laziness, and self-sabotage. That is what this book is literally talking about. So if you struggle with procrastination, setting goals and lazing out of it, waking up in the morning and being busy without doing anything, but you know you have things to do, you're just busy, but at the end of the day you see that you didn't do anything, you really need to read this book. I was able to summarize the book in 7 places and I jotted them down here in my tab. So I will be reading out the summary. I wrote them down so I don't forget, but I'll be reading them out and elaborating based on my perspective. You get the point? So yeah. So this book by Brian Tracy literally saying if you're going to eat the frog, like the frog here means the biggest task, the most intriguing thing about your life, or that one thing that you really want to do, that is the frog in this case. So if you're going to do it, you better do it first. You eat it first when you wake up, then you go about the rest of the other things that are subtle to eat. Let me read what I wrote here. If you have to eat a living frog first, it's from the book though. If you have to eat a living frog first thing in the morning, nothing worse will happen to you the rest of the day. Just imagine eating a frog. The thought of it is so gross in my head, but it just literally means if you have a lot of tasks to do in a day, it is best you do the most intense one first before the rest of the other ones. So you feel the satisfaction that you've done the biggest thing and you use the motivation to do the rest of the things. Now, the first lesson from this book is prioritize ruthlessly. Prioritize ruthlessly. What this means is prioritize your goals ruthlessly. 80% of your results comes from 20% of your actions. 80% of the results that people see comes from 20% of your actions. So if you have 10 things to do, only 2 of them will make the biggest impact with your job. Let me say, for instance, now this video that I'm going to make or that I'm making, 80% of the success of this video or the result from it comes from 20% of the work I put in, and the 20% is literally me sitting down, making the video, editing it, and posting it. The rest of every other thing I did behind the scene, every other thing will not really matter. Making the decision to actually put it out is the biggest thing, because I can make the video, I'll just dump it in my drafts without actually posting it. It literally is just as good as not even making it at all. I don't know if that makes sense. So let me continue reading. Why this matter? Most people spend their time on low impact tasks because they are very comfortable, makes you feel productive. Usually I used to prefer posting, doing collections of pictures that I've taken and just putting it out there with a caption. It makes me feel productive. It makes me I did something, but deep down in my heart, I knew that that's not really what I want to do. I knew that I needed to elaborate more on whatever it is that I was typing as a caption. I knew that I wanted to actually talk more or tell people more about it, but I just put it out there because I was sabotaging me sitting down and making the video, or thinking too much, or how to actually put my pitch together and sit down and talk about it, or even sitting to edit and post it. You get the point. Now, how to apply the ruthless prioritizing of your tasks. Number 1 is, if you could only get one thing done today, what would be the biggest difference? Today, if I could only get one thing done, it would be to sit down here and make this video. because I have somehow been procrastinating making this particular video after the last time I tried, and my microphone went off during the process, and I was not able to like get anything from it. So I just became weak. I started doing every other thing aside from sitting down to make the video, and I have been eating myself. I've been eating me up from inside for like forever, because every time I think about the fact that I have not made the video, I feel sad. No matter what I have done, this particular part makes me feel sad. I have always wanted to like put myself out there, like talk, make videos, and like post. So it has been something that has leaned in my heart for years, not even like for years. So now I brought myself to be doing it, and I'm allowing like little things come in between. It's like sabotaging whatever it is I have started from the beginning. You get the point? And I'm trying to be consistent. One thing about being consistent, trying to be consistent and still falling off is the moment you fall off, your body feels comfortable, falls back into what it was used to, and it begins to recycle all the patterns that you are trying to leave behind. And then you have to struggle to come back on track. And that's exactly what I was fighting for, or fighting with, during this period before I finally decided that today I am going to like sit and like make this video, and here I am making it. So like number 2 is plan everything a day in advance. Don't wake up guessing what to do. Decide the night before what to do. Making your to-do list the morning before, or the night, making your to-do list the night before gives you some sort of tickle and spark to your next day. Because the moment you're writing down the things you're supposed to do, your brain is taking the time to analyze the processes up and how you want that activity to be. You write prayers, your brain's analyzing, okay, so what is the prayer point for tomorrow? What are the verses I'm going to read tomorrow? What are the things I'm going to do? I'm going to watch a podcast. What podcast am I going to watch tomorrow? It takes you to wherever it is you take your podcast from, and you begin to search topics or something that you would like to watch the next morning. Now, when you wake up in the morning, you feel very excited. You feel eager, knowing that, oh, I'm going to listen to this book, and let me really know what this interesting name is all about. And you see yourself moving from it. When you tick it off, you get excited to tick off the rest of the things on your to-do list. And that's how you keep ticking and keep ticking until you've literally done everything that's on the list. And then sometimes you get to even add more on the to-do list, and you're feeling excited, you're feeling robust, you're feeling happy and productive. You get the point? So now, but let me read, because I wrote a lot of things here. This is just a summary. Planning in advance helps you start your day with purpose. Avoid reacting to distractions. Stay focused on what actually matters. When you write your plan the night before, your brain subconsciously prepares overnight, so you wake up ready. Before you go to bed, this is how to actually apply this. Before you go to bed at the end of each day or work day, write down everything you need to do tomorrow. Write down everything you have done and you're grateful for too, so that you feel excited when you're writing your to-do list. Rank them in order of priority from A to Z, or from 1 to, depending on what you want to rank them in. Commit to starting your next day with the first task, no distraction. My first task every day is usually to pray, then affirm, then drink water. So when I say my prayer, there's like an ease in the atmosphere. So I feel like an ease after I do my prayers. I like to wake up by 4. It gives me time to actually reflect and like pray and lazy the prayer through till 5, 6. And the morning is still quiet and still calm. I don't get distracted by anything or any calls or anything. And then I do my affirmation. Then I go and drink water. Then I'm picking up like things in my room and taking off my to-do list with the little tasks, like moisturize my hair, do all the little things I need to do for the morning. And then, but my biggest task every day is to pray, because days I don't pray, it's like the rest of my day is distracted. The day I wake up without praying, I feel very disorganized. I feel so unhinged, and like I'm like all over the places. I might do some things, but I never feel satisfied. I never feel like I did anything unless I pray. You get the point? So this is my addiction. Yeah. But that's by the way. But then you have to place your to-do list based on what is prior to you, like what is most important. Make the most important thing first, then second, then it keeps you going, it motivates you, it links you to doing the rest of the thing that you need to get done. Like today, like I said, my prayer, my affirmation, drink water, fixed my room, I had breakfast, I did some meetings and spoke to some clients, replied to some emails, spoke with my PA, and then I sat down to make my video. You get the point. Those are like my priority and they're linked into whatever it is that I'm doing right now. You get the point. So now, how to apply, like I said, before you go to bed each day, write down everything you need to do tomorrow. Highlight the top 3 tasks. Rank them in order of priority. Commit to starting your next day with the first task. Brian Tracy's quote, "Every minute you spend in planning saves you 10 minutes in executing." Brian Tracy's quote states that every single minute you spend in planning saves you 10 minutes in executing. Now, when I was in school, there's this thing that my principal or my proprietor used to say, "He who fails to plan is planning to fail." That's very self-explanatory. If you don't plan, you move around and you literally do not even have an expectation of what you have at the end of the day, because you're literally just everywhere and whatever comes. But when you have your day planned, you have expectations. It even helps you have boundaries on what you will take and what you will not take. So when distraction of, "Oh no, I don't have time for this, I have more important things I need to do," because you have tasks, it keeps your brain busy, it makes your heart excited, and it keeps you fuzzy. So yeah. Then number three is literally an explanation of number 2, which is like the ABCD method. But let me read it just in case somebody will learn something from it. ABCD method is literally a prioritization technique that helps you decide which tasks are truly important and which ones are wasting your time. You assign each task from letter A to Z, or wherever figure you want them to come in. Number A or number 1 is usually your frog, the biggest thing that keeps you going for the rest of the day, or the biggest task you need to do. Now, you can decide to split your tasks based on their relationships in your day. You can split, if today you have work and you have cleaning to do, you can make your to-do list from your work priority, do meeting with the most important client or the most pressing job, or do the most pressing tasks, do the minor other things that has to. Then if it has to do with your house, if you're also going to do like house tasks that day, you put the most important priority, could be cleaning the kitchen, doing the dishes, or cooking. Those are like different sections of your to-do, but you align them in their level of priority. Keeps your mind busy. You get the point? Yeah. Number 3 is like repeating myself. So I will just jump to number 4, which is finish what you start. Yeah. Single-handedly. Finish what you start. We all do it. Start something, get distracted, open another tab, check your phone, forget what you were even doing. I'm so guilty of this, I'm never going to lie. I have been putting effort to be consistent, but I feel a little bit guilty and I'm working on it. You get the point? Yeah. Brian Tracy says, stop hopping around, lock in and finish. Stop hopping around, lock in and finish. Why? You waste energy restarting things you feel scattered instead of accomplished. You waste time hopping around things and at the end of the day you feel scattered instead of accomplished. I'm also really guilty of this too, but I am way better than I used to be like before. Like I know how to snap out and get back to work. You get the point? So that's like the level I have been able to get to. You get? So now do this instead. Choose one task. Shut down all other distractions. If you're going to sweep the house, shut down every other thing that will distract you from finishing what you're doing. If you're going to make a video, like now I'm making a video, I've shut down like my social media, every other thing, everything that I need to keep my mind focused on, like making this video. I have put them, all the distractions that would probably have distracted me from making this video, I've put them all aside, and I'm sitting here without distraction, making the video the most I can. You get the point? Yeah. Shut down all distractions. Don't stop till it's finished. Even if it's boring, even if it's tough, just get it over with. Procrastinate on purpose. You don't need to do everything. In fact, some stuff is not worth your time. That's just the truth. You don't need to do everything. In fact, some stuffs are not worth your time. Brian Tracy calls it creative procrastination. What it literally means is let the unimportant stuffs wait. Let the ones that you can do without, the ones that will not really cause any havoc if you don't do them, let them wait. Don't stress over replying to every DM. Fix your logo for the 5th and 6th time, or organize your tasks again. Ask yourself, if I ignore this, will it even matter in 3 days? If the answer is no, let it be. Number 6/5 is getting better equals getting faster. You ever notice how the things you suck at are the ones you avoid the most? The things you suck at are the ones you avoid the most. There was one time I used to be really scared of sitting in front of the camera to talk and make videos. When I come, I'm fidgeting, I'm literally shaking in my words, and I'm skipping, and I'm not really doing what I'm supposed to do, and I just turn off the camera and go and continue the rest of my job without coming here. I avoided sitting in front of my camera for years. I'm not even going to lie. Then I started to convince myself that my background was not good, this was bad, I did not have the know-how. Like, I said a lot of things and sabotaged myself, but I finally decided to face my fears and sit in front of them. And over time, I have gotten better. I have learned to be more relaxed in front of the camera, more confident, make the mistake I can make in front of the camera, then crop it off when I'm editing it. So yeah, you get better and faster by trying. Those days I used to sit hours looking for the perfect angle, trying to make it perfect, trying to do everything. But these days I just put my camera, position it in a way, as long as I'm wearing like a nice something I feel comfortably or confident in, the rest of it can come. You get the point. I don't need to have everything figured out before I sit in front of it. Most of the videos I've made, I literally just sit in front of the camera and the ideas just start coming up. The moment I sit and start over preparing, I panic and I don't do it right. So my book says, or my journal says, that's normal. But instead of avoiding them, get better at them. Like I did, get better at whatever it is you suck at. Just do it, make the mistake, gain the confidence. Over time, you just keep moving. If you check my first video that I spoke in my YouTube, you will literally see a difference from then and what it is now. Because my voice was shaky, my charisma was so stiff. Anyhow, I am actually a confident person in real life. But when it got to this, I usually freak out. I don't know where my confidence just is to go to. But over time and after constant practice and weird editing and weird camera setting, I have been able to like get to this point. And it just keeps getting better, like over time. You get the point. So now, for example, hate editing videos, learn a shortcut or better app, struggle with writing, watch a 10-minute tutorial every day, overwhelmed by a tool, take a mini course. I do this a lot for every other thing, a lot of things in my life, even with like my work and like all of that. Every little skill upgrade saves you time and stress in the long run. This is definitely true. Every little skill upgrade saves you time and effort in the long run. Number 7 is protect your energy. Protect your energy. You are not lazy, you're just tired. Productivity isn't always about hustle. I used to make the mistake to think that productivity has to do with like hustle, like you have to, and it used to get me very exhausted and tired and lead me into procrastination and self-sabotage and roaming around doing nothing, because I was thinking I need to do the most to actually get things done. You get the point. Productivity isn't always about hustle, it's also about rest, fuel, and mental clarity. Get your sleep, drink water, eat good food, take small breaks to move and reset. Because when your body drains, your brain shuts down, and the frog is still sitting there. You get the point, right? Let's do this new rhyme. Okay, there's this new rhyme. Focus on one thing at a time. Ignore the stuff that doesn't really matter. Sharpen your skills. Take care of your energy like it's money. This is just my rhyme. Focus on one thing. Let's call it a goal or like a mantra. I don't know. I don't know what you want to call it, but it feels like a rhyme to me. Focus on one thing at a time. Ignore stuff that doesn't really matter. Sharpen your skill in the most way you can. Take care of your energy like it's money. You get the point? So this is the last part of the video. So in summary, what this video is talking about is setting your priorities right and be ruthless about it, making your list and prioritizing all the things you need to do to keep you focused and challenged to get your tasks or your goals going. You get the point. Keep your mind open and be kind to yourself, and rest as well. Don't be too everywhere and don't be too hard on yourself. I think that's what I meant to say. Don't be too hard on yourself and be gentle, kind to yourself, regardless. So yeah, that's the summary of this book. See you in my other book. There's this book I'm reading, The Power of Now. The book, that one is mostly like Christian book. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm still going to make a summary about it. And then there's this other book, Attitude is Everything. Attitude is Everything.